Okay, so hello everyone, my name is Jason. I'm a channeler and a Course in Miracles student. Hello, nice to see you again and nice to meet you. So today what I'd like to do is talk about a few odds and ends and then do a channeling. So the first thing I want to talk about is I was guided to this March to go to this place called the Ephrata Cloister. So here's the Ephrata Cloister. And I was guided to go there. It's a cloister in rural Pennsylvania that is not in operation now. It's more like a museum now. And but I discovered it. I was guided to find it one day on the web, and was really fascinated by it for some reason, and did a lot of work, a lot of spiritual work with this place and with the place as it was in the past. Some clearing. I did some clearing on it. And as there was some, it needed some clearing. But I got the chance to go there in March, and what I found really interesting there's two things very interesting. One is that this, if you can see here, music of the Ephrata Cloister, they were living in this rural area. I mean, it's just farmland in the middle of nowhere. Well, not nowhere, but they were living in the middle of nowhere, and they were writing music. They had a printing press, and they were composing hymns and the like. And one of the first female composers, her name is Christiana Lassel. She was composing there as well, and so that was one thing that was interesting. The other thing is that in this era, the 1730s in America, especially Pennsylvania was the religious freedom experiment. So there were a lot of funky things going on back in the 1730s that we aren't really told the whole story about. But there's a lot of interesting history there that I'm still kind of delving into. But at that time, a lot of people believed that it was the end of the world, the second coming, that this is it, the world is ending, and so in order to prepare yourself for the end of the world, you needed to purify yourself. So a lot of people were joining religions and trying to become as pure as possible, and that's what this cloister was all about. And so I thought that was very interesting. And so that's that. And then I was looking through my genealogy. I got some genealogy on my grandparents, and from my grandparents' side, and I found that so I'm related to Anabaptists. So my earliest relatives that came over to America came over in around the 1600s, and they were orphans. They were their parents were Anabaptists, and they died in a religious war of some sort. And so so there was a connection there too. So this the man who started the Ephrata Cloister was also an Anabaptist as well. So I myself am not a part of any religion except for the religion of meditating a lot. That's my religion. But I find it very interesting stuff. And there's even talk about the Rosicrucians, that there was a big Rosicrucian group that came over to America at that time as well. And there's also there's so much information on the web about this, but there's also a lot of Jewish people and Islamic people that had to escape Europe after the Moorish Empire collapsed, and so a lot of them came to America, but they sometimes had to cloak their religion, so they changed the name of their religion. So anyway, it's just a really interesting story, especially in Pennsylvania, which was like my home state. So there you go. And then I just would like to channel a bit and see who comes through and see if they have anything to add to anything. There we go. Greetings, everyone. We are Mary Magdalene, and we are here to give you a message of love and of peace, a transmission from our universe to your universe, from our dimension to your dimension, So we would like to bring down this love, this sense of love and peace into your dimension, into your third dimension, rising fourth dimension. We would like to bring this message of love down into your dimension at this moment, and to broadcast this frequency to you. This time that you are in, you have heard many times, is a very difficult time, and sometimes a very light time. It can be a very, very easy time and a very difficult time at the same time. And this is because there are many things that are squeezing and letting go, and there's many things that are happening, and many things that are happening around you and also inside of you. And also there are many things that are happening on this planet. This is the rising of this, the dimensional rising. And you are a part of it, and you are an integral part of this, everything that is happening at this moment. And we would like to congratulate you on the work that you've done so far, and on your ability to keep cool, to keep calm, to keep love, and to keep peace, even in the most terrifying situations. The most terrifying situations, when you feel like you might lose everything that you've ever believed in, lose everyone that you've ever loved, but you still stand strong in your peace and in your strength. This is, we will tell you, one of the most powerful devices you have in the universe. You are very, very, very powerful to be able to do this in this place at this moment, to be able to use your power of love and of peace in this time, you might say, of war, this time of information war on your planet, where there is a war, yes, for your minds. You're able to understand and to deal with these energies, and to not let them sway you. This is a superpower. This is a true superpower that you all have and that you are all using. And we congratulate you on this work that you are doing. Now, things will get more, we might say, the frequency is turning up and up. We're turning it up one notch at a time. And as you can tell, you finally get used to one frequency, and then all of a sudden the frequency rises again, and then you have to adjust to this new frequency. And what we'd like you to know there is that this is okay, and that this is just a way of raising your frequency in the most gentle way possible. This is a very revolutionary thing that's happening on your planet. Now, a similar thing has happened before. It's a little bit similar, but what you are doing, what you're going through at this moment is, this is the first time ever in your universe for something like this to happen, in the way that it's happening at this moment, and in the way that we are going through this step by step by step, slowly raising the frequency. This is a very new thing, and you are creating it as we are creating it. We don't really know what is on the day-to-day, second-to-second basis. We really don't know what exactly it will look like. And so you are creating this situation. You are creating this world that you are living in at this moment. And so we would say to you that take a lot of rest, drink a lot of water. If the energy feels too much for you, just take a step back. It's okay to take a nap. It's okay to not be able to do the work that you usually are able to do. That's okay. You are doing some amazing work at this moment, and that is okay. And this is what you might call the dissolution of the former third dimensional world. It's slowly becoming more and more a faded world, you might say. It's kind of fading into the background, and you're finding that you are in a different place already, and that all of these the third dimensional world that you think you see, or that you do see, seems doesn't seem very well lit. It seems, you might say, it's a kind of a dim world in a sense, and that's fine, and that's what's happening. And you also might find that that the hopes that you used to have, that you built all of your hopes on something, that you don't really have the same hopes anymore. And this is fine as well, because yes, you are entering a new dimension, and you have no idea what this new dimension will be like. So of course it'll be very difficult to figure out what it exactly is that you wish for, what you hope for. But our advice to you when you are hoping is just hope for the best. hope for the love, hope for what makes you truly happy, and just go with that image, because you will be creating this. So up until this point, you have been living in a world, in a co-created world, we might say, but a world that had been programmed in a certain way by outside influences, you might say, to create a world that you would be forced into believing a certain things. You're forced into school for 12 years to learn certain things and to believe certain things about your society and about happiness. And this was part of the world that you were in. So all of your hopes were the same, all of your dreams were the same, everyone was going for the exact same thing. But now we were leaving that world. This world was not a bad world in this sense. This was a training ground for you. You had to go through those 12 years of experience, and then to experience a certain one way of looking at the world, and then for you to be able to create your own world. So you've experienced one system. You've experienced a system, a way of thinking, and you've seen its ins and its outs, its ups and its downs, its darkness and its lightness. And this, in a sense, is a training ground for you, so you understand how creating new worlds works. You are a creator God, you're creating your world, and so that was your training. And now, though, it's time to let go of that training, let go of all of those ideas, and just create from scratch. Create something new, create something beautiful, because you can. And you are starting to create it now. You are creating your world there in this new dimension already, with all of the thoughts and all of these dreams that you're having. And know that it is very, very close, and that if you ever want to go, you can ask us, you can ask anyone, and they will take you across in your dream state or in your meditative state. You can see this new reality that you are all creating. And it is a wonderful reality, because you are working from your hearts and working with God. And so you are creating something very, very amazing and very organic. And everyone is working together, but they don't even know it, in a sense. They are not consciously working together, but they are working with their hearts and working with God. And that means that they are already together. And so this is such a wonderful experience, because everyone's on the same page in that sense. Everyone's doing something completely different, but they're all on the same page in the fact that they are connected with God, they are at peace, and they're fulfilling their heart's desires. And what a wonderful world that is. Can you imagine that world? Please try to imagine that world more and more and more, because that is the world that you are going into. And that is actually the world that you live in at this moment. It is just hard to see with the body's eyes. It's hard to see the real world with the body's eyes. So we would suggest then too, closing your eyes and seeing the real world, seeing the world of peace and of love and of connectedness that is actually the world that is around you. This is our message for today. We send you love and we send you blessings, and we bring down, we send down, we step down this love from the higher realms into this world, and we give it to you now. So, thank you very much.